Hey guys, welcome to Dwarf Fortress Academy, your comprehensive guide to surviving in a game meant to kill you. I'm Logurt, and I'm going to be your commentator for this first episode, and really first thing that you need to know for Dwarf Fortress. To play Dwarf Fortress, at the very root, you need a world, and I'm going to be showing you today the world, the various settings that you can choose, and how they all affect your game. So this is a very good starting step for beginners of Dwarf Fortress, as this is the first thing you'll probably ever do. So right now I'm on the main menu of Dwarf Fortress. There's continue playing, create new world, and you'll likely only have the create new world option as you probably haven't made a world beforehand. So we're going to press create new world. And if this would load fast enough, we'll see it brings us to a bunch of settings. Okay, so this is just information. Dwarf Fortress is alpha. Make sure you support the game. Stuff like that. Okay, so now we're in the create a world thing. Seems pretty simplistic, doesn't it? Well, I'm going to run you through all of the options that you have in creating a world. You can tweak these as to your personal preference and how difficult you really want your world to be, because this is where you really set the difficulty for yourself. World size is exactly what you think. You can go from large, which is 257 by 257, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it is a very, very, very big world. Medium, which is about half that size. Small, which is half that size. Smaller, which is half that size. And pocket, which is 17 by 17. Don't confuse yourself though. 17 by 17 is still a decent enough size. It's just you'll be able to create worlds faster, and if your computer isn't very, powerful, you're going to want to go for a smaller pocket-sized world. You don't want to go too big, because world generation will take forever. So for the purpose of this, I'm going to pick small. History, this is how long your game will have run, your world will have been simulated before you start playing. You can choose either 5 years, 125 years, 250, 550, or 1050 years. The earlier on you choose, the less civilizations there will be. The later you choose, the more established your civilizations will be. Like your humans will have built huge strongholds because they'll have time to do it. If you want to have a more new world where everything is kind of up and coming, choose either very short or short. I would highly recommend for your average player either short or medium. So for the purposes of this, I'm going to pick, short. And it also helps with world generation because your world needs to go through all of those years. So, next we have civilizations. This controls how many distinct races and cultures there are. Very low to very high. This is how many different, say, human settlements, how many elven settlements, dwarven settlements. It's how crowded and how many civilizations you want in a smaller area. Very high, medium, low, or very low. This also can affect who you trade with, because you can only trade with races that are semi-close to you. So if you want a lot of trading partners, go very high. If you don't want too many and you want to be more alone, then go very low. I would recommend going, say, either medium or low. Number of sites. If you look at Dwarf Fortress world, there's all different types of biomes. There's mountains, seas, grasslands, savannas, stuff like that. The more variety, this controls the amount of variety. It controls how many deserts, how many lakes, how many conifer forests there are. Like if you want a lot of variety in your world, pick very high. If you want it to all be kind of the same, not too many mountains, pick very low. I would recommend you just go with medium. Number of beasts. This is actually starting to control some of the settings of the difficulty of the game. Number of beasts. This controls whether or not you want a lot of beasts and a lot more large beasts, such as elephants, mega beasts, stuff like that. If you want a challenge in your world, go with very high. However, if you don't want quite as many, like lions killing you, I would go with lower. If you're a really new player, I would recommend medium or low. I mean, you still want some to make the game pretty fun, but I'm going to go with medium for my tutorial world. Natural savagery. Natural savagery, it doesn't necessarily make the game harder, it just makes your areas more inhospitable. Increasing savagery makes the world more difficult to settle. This means that you'll have more goblins which will attack you, which means, it makes the game just in general harder. I mean, it doesn't tangibly make it harder, but it still does. I would recommend going either medium, or if you want a little more challenge, go with high. Mineral occurrence. This is also very important. Increasing mineral occurrence makes more embark sites with more minerals. Basically, if you pick everywhere, every single embark site will have minerals, iron, stuff like that. And you really don't have to be concerned about that. If you go very rare, or sparse, or rare, you'll have to look around your world embark in order to find those minerals that you want. If you're a beginner, I highly recommend frequent or everywhere, simply because then you don't have any problem with not being able to get materials from the ground. I would recommend frequent. Everywhere is a little too much. So these are some settings that I feel will help get you started in a world. Next, we're going to, in future episodes, I'm going to show you how to do all the other stuff, but that's all for now. Thank you for watching this episode of Dwarf Fortress Academy. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.